Hey, how is everybody doing today? So when I was thinking about my presentation and Gustavo was presenting, and he said, if you get bored, I have these Lego characters, and mine is a B2B presentation, and I was thinking, I don't have any Lego. So if you get bored, think about Gustavo's presentation and those Lego characters. So my idea is Prediken. And what's Prediken? Prediken is the literal meaning of Prediken, a Dutch word, is let the data preach your path. So at Prediken, we are trying to make data preach your path or predict the future. So what's the opportunity we are trying to handle? A recent survey conducted by SAS found out that 70% of small and medium-sized banks have no sort of plan to do risk management. And the regulatory concerns after the recent meltdown has been mounting. Dodd-Frank bill is already there. You can hear about it in the news. As well as risk management in banking world is an afterthought rather than looking at it from a growth business perspective. So what are these small and medium-sized banks? So if you look at US banking market, nearly 98.5% of banks have an asset size of less than $10 billion. And these are all small and medium-sized banks that we are trying to address. So why is this a problem at small and medium-sized banks? The biggest problem is the cost to do risk management. If you buy a normal BI solution today, it costs anywhere from $500,000 to $2 million. The implementation cycle is 6 months to 2 years. And then still, you don't know what to do with it. Because most of these solutions are generic. They don't give you any guidance. They just give you graphs and tables, a visualization. And then the second part is, if you don't have any data point or a parameter in your current data, you will never know whether it's useful or not. I was at a conference recently where Vinod Khosla spoke, and he was talking about predictions, and the best thing he said was, if it's improbable, it does not mean it's unimportant. So for an example, I have given you this mortgage default mapping data models, which most of the banks used before the crisis. Basically, FICO's loan to values and debt to income made the baseline of all the data which they used to predict their losses. But in 2004, a lot of loans were given to something called, we call them liar loans, where everybody came and told their income, but no documentation was asked. And they never made it to their prediction models. And that's why when the market crashed, none of them could predict which of the people will sort of default. And that's why documentation, which was hidden in their data, never made it to the front. So at Prediken, we are trying to do that to help you to find these improbable variables. So what is the solution we are providing? So let's say you're a small bank and you're looking to get some intelligence to your data. So the first and basic for most is a variable console, which all the BI firms provide. And that would be the current data console you have. Now it tells you where you stand from a perspective of your own data. But now what we give you is 4 more consoles. The first one is an industry console, which tells you a comparative analysis of industry versus you. Second, SME console, which tells you what will happen in the future. A social console tells you about the social chatter. And the simulation console, which allows you to simulate all your future paths based on the data you have. So the value proposition is improve profitability, increase size of buy box, and reduce losses through better risk management. So what is our competitive positioning? We have all the competitors in the market, as you can imagine, SAS, IBM, MicroStrategy, Hyperion, Birch. So SAS and IBM provide a software platform, but they don't give you the solutions. So you have to hire engineers, data engineers, as well as analysts to do that. MicroStrategy and Hyperion provide you a very generic solution, but they won't give you a guidance. And Birch is, again, a SaaS platform, which doesn't provide you any guidance. So what is our team? The team, me, myself, I'm the CEO. I just graduated from Wharton. I have an engineering degree from IIT. I have 10 plus years of experience in data analysis in the bank. And I have experience with 3 startups. And my CTO is another Wharton grad. He has done computer science from CMU, and he's a co-founder of another firm. So what's our business model? We'll have pricing tiers based on number of users and amount of data, as well as we'll charge anywhere from $200 to $1,000 per module. And that's the summary. Thank you very much.
Just very quickly, I would imagine that at the end of the day, your algorithms are going to be what will make or break you as far as being able to do this. Where is that expertise coming from? Do you have someone on the team, or?
So I've done that for 10 years at Bank of America. I was in their Basel II team risk management. So I've done that for the distress real estate as well as for their student loan model. So I have that experience. hire some PhDs to do our models. But the idea is not to give you a lot of models. The idea is to give you guidance so that, what the biggest problem at all the banks is the models become a black box because the people who are making decisions at the top don't understand a statistical model which is developed by a statistical guy. So giving you a model which is just one component of the sort of business idea is not the end result. It's the idea about the guidance, about other things which help you to make that decision using that model.
And your solution is in the cloud?
It's in the cloud. It's a SaaS-based platform, yes.
And how are you ingesting the data?
So the idea is to reach out to small banks, make a small sort of small cloud which is inherent to them, which will anonymize the data so that we don't have a lot of security concerns and send it to our centralized cloud.
But I would imagine that there'd be a substantial amount of effort in having to integrate with a variety of different backends, wouldn't there? Or
Yeah, so we are planning to reach out to various consulting firms and partner with them. So my friend already has a consulting firm, and he sort of has partnered with us already.
And that would be a cost which you would bear or the bank would bear?
The bank would bear that.
So I want to step back and understand in sort of simpler terms what you're trying to accomplish, because it seems to me that you have a sort of a massive thing that you're approaching. Mm-hmm. If you can explain to me in bite-sized pieces, let us take the case of, for instance, you said you worked at BFA for 10 years, and they made this big acquisition of a company that was loaded with debt, which
So you're talking countrywide.
Countrywide. So they came down with it, right? So now that you look at it, maybe as a simple case study as an example, can you in very simple terms tell us what was it, without obviously revealing any confidential information, what was it that BFA failed to see in their risk management that your solution would have spotted?
Okay, so
perhaps.
First thing which I'll say that, when Countrywide was bought, I was in treasury at that time, and everybody said, don't buy it. So it was an ego call, not an analytical call.
So that means they already had, their current information would have captured it anyway. So your solution would not have necessarily helped.
Yeah, so basically the idea is, so a lot of big banks like Bank of America, Citibank and all, spends millions of dollars to do this. But most of the small banks and community banks have Excel-based risk management, because they cannot hire a lot of data scientists and engineers to do that. With this solution, as a SaaS-based platform, yes, you have one-time cost of some customization, but in the long run, you don't need any of those because this platform will provide you all the guidance.
So when an underwriter is looking at, let's say, a mortgage application, they would plug in the information into your software.
So the solution is not for an underwriter. The solution is for portfolio managers and risk managers who are working inside the banks, managing the bigger portfolio.
So you're talking about the investments that the bank makes in the stock market? Where is it? I'm kind of confused as to where you are.
Yeah, so that's the challenge. So, so what happens at a bank? There are two parts, yeah? One is when you originate the loan, the underwriter looks at it. But how does that underwriter gets that information? There's a portfolio manager or a risk manager who looks at the portfolio of the bank.
Okay.
And then they say, okay, where do I want to originate loan? And what is my buy box? A buy box says what FICO, what LTV, and all that stuff. So that is where I'm targeting.
So you need to, it'll be helpful if that came out, I think. And then that's where you make the bank pay for your service.
Exactly, because for them, it's what they want.
Yeah, a couple of questions on the market. Who is your buyer? And is your customer a large enterprise, Fortune 500, or it's an SMB?
My buyer is a small bank or a community bank, mostly the CFO or a CRO who's trying to manage the portfolio of the bank.
Okay. And so how do you plan to actually reach these customers?
So that's where I am. I'm trying to find 2 to 3 beta clients who will champion the product. But I'm using my Wharton network, my IT network, and my other networks to reach out to all these people.
But ultimately, you need to reach through some kind of a channel or somebody who actually sells to these SMBs.
Yeah, so basically the idea is in the long run, I can partner with Ernst & Youngs and Deloitte who can sell the product.
Thank you. And I think this is one that was unanimous. In number 1 place was Predican.